Okay, thank you for asking the question about consolidating pensions. Once I've got them all where I want them, there's some confusion around whether or not people should be taking pensions early. I understand there were some rule changes back in the mid 2015, 2016, somewhere around there, about pension flexibilities, and that it could be easier to get your money out early, and some of it might be tax free. Is that something people should be looking to do? Is that beneficial, or is it only under certain circumstances?
Okay, I think there's a difference here between should I take my pensions early, can I take my pensions early, and do I need to take my pensions early?
Third one's the important one.
The third one being the important one. So you're absolutely correct. In 2015, a lot of the rules that surround pensions changed, and it made it a lot easier for people to access their pension plans at age 55.
Okay.
The bigger question here though is should you? So it is very tempting for somebody who perhaps gets to 55 knowing full well they've got their pension arrangements in place that they can now access. And it could be that we see people quite a lot that may want to use pensions to pay off a mortgage, buy a new car, go on a family holiday, all of these, enjoy life a bit, all of these sorts of things. But these are all people that tend to still be working at the age of 55.
Okay.
So the first problem with accessing your pensions early whilst you're still working is it will generate an unwanted or an unnecessary tax liability. So you mentioned tax-free cash earlier on. Yeah. Absolutely, you're right. So where most pension plans are concerned, there is a 25% tax-free cash available to you.
Okay, at 55.
At age 55. So 25% of the pension plan can be taken tax-free in a lump sum. Anything you withdraw from the pension fund thereafter is going to pay tax at your highest marginal rate in that one tax year.
Okay.
So if you can imagine, we've got somebody who is still working, they want to access their pension fund, they can take 25% of it tax-free, but they withdraw further funds over and above the 25% tax-free cash, that would be deemed as income in that tax year, and so they're going to pay tax on that at their highest marginal rate at that moment in time.
Okay, and just so I'm clear in my understanding, that 25% tax-free, that's over the lifetime of that pension. It's the total amount you could take ever, not just every year you take 25% tax-free.
Absolutely, that's right.
Okay, cool. Just to be clear on that.
Yeah, but it's known as crystallising your pension scheme. Okay. So at the moment you crystallise your pension scheme, you take your tax-free cash, you can take 25% of whatever the pot is at that moment in time.
So it kind of makes sense to let the pot build more and more and more, because then you're going to get more tax-free later on.
Absolutely, that's obviously the hope. The second and potentially the bigger problem here though is if we get tempted to access our pension funds early when we don't necessarily need to, either we're still working, we haven't actually retired, all that we're doing is we're reducing the pot of money that is there to actually look after us in our later life.
Yeah, kind of defeats the point of the pension you've been paying into for the whole life.
It can do indeed. And so what we often tell people is, we don't want you to outlive your wealth. It can become very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure that we preserve the pension fund so it is there to do the job it's meant to, which is look after you in your retirement, and hopefully you can live a long and happy life.
Okay, so I guess the suggestion here would be always ask your advisor if you're considering it first, but if you can, leave it alone until you actually need it.
Absolutely.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you.
Always seek advice.
Always seek advice. Thank you.